Hey there, welcome back to Marketing Matchmaker. I don't know about you, but since we have about roughly 10 weeks of the year left, I've been spending a lot of time focusing on the end of the year planning, not just planning um, for what's going on this year, but also planning ahead into next year. And about 2 weeks ago, I did a whole episode around planning. And one of the things that I know is essential that I didn't dive into in that episode is really around your data. I know. Nobody wants to hear about data. And yet, it can be one of the most valuable things that you get from your marketing. The thing is, marketing used to be, if we think about 20, 30, 40 years ago, you didn't have a lot of data surrounding your marketing, right? It wasn't so much spray and pray because there was a lot of strategy behind it, but you didn't necessarily find out how people were interacting with you and your brand because you were doing things like posting in newspapers or putting up billboards or running ads on TV, doing mailers, things like that. Now, if you had a coupon code that was specific to whatever the marketing objective was, you definitely could get some data from how effective that campaign was. And for the most part, you just assumed that by putting your brand out there on a regular basis, that the marketing was effective by the increase in business, right? The best thing I think about digital marketing is the fact that we can get data in real time as well as historically to understand what it is that's working and what's not. For instance, I was having a conversation with a client today and we were looking at her data. Like, what have we done that has been working and engaging and interacting? And we found by looking at her emails that some of her emails were getting a 40 to 50% open rate and people were clicking on her links multiple times. Now, it did take them multiple times before they were ready to buy to get emails and clicks and that kind of thing. That being said, what it really told us was that the messaging that we were sending out was valuable to them, valuable enough that they were ready, willing, and able to open it and read it, and not only read it, but click on do the action that we asked them to take. And I think that's one of the things that we can really dive deep into when it comes to our marketing. And so often we don't. We don't for a variety of reasons, whether that's you don't understand the data that you're looking at and it's confusing and overwhelming for you, or you're not sure what to even look at. That whole, what, why, where, when of looking at your data, I know can be confusing and overwhelming for a lot of people. So I wanted to take this episode and kind of dive a little bit further into that information. Let's start with the why around data, around really looking at the analytics in your business. When we're looking at this information, it actually tells us a story. We can look at what efforts we've put out over the past 30 days, 60 days, 9 months, 12 months, 3 years, however long you've been collecting this information, and see a pattern emerge. What has worked within your marketing? What hasn't? Did you get the results that you intended by doing XYZ of your marketing? So when you take a look at your metrics and your KPI, you really set yourself up in a way that is strong and effective so that you can begin the new year really strong and end this year strong. We're able to look at what's worked this past year and duplicate it, replicate it, expand on it, and able to look at the things that didn't work and get rid of it. That insight into your effectiveness really can inform your strategies. When you are looking at your data for the end of the year, well, it's about more than just patting yourself on the back for what worked. It's also about recognizing where you might have veered off course. Looking at those areas that maybe it was a new idea or a new first step, and making a necessary course corrections or adjustments really helps your marketing to be more aligned with your objectives for the rest of this year and into the coming year. And the other thing that I really love looking at when I look at the data is celebrating the successes behind what you did. Realistically, our brain does a whole lot better when we can set it up for the wins. Now, I actually heard from someone this morning that your brain is set up for negativity. It's designed to keep you safe. And oftentimes that keeping you safe, because we're no longer living in caves and those saber-toothed tigers are no longer attacking us. So oftentimes keeping you safe means bringing up things that could happen that are negative in fashion so that you don't get hurt in any way. The thing is that if we can instead look at it and say, hey, I did this scary thing, whatever that might be, whether that's in your business, your life, or your marketing, you did it and it was successful. You get to embed in your brain that no matter how small that success is, it's a real psychological boost to you. It can almost reinvigorate your passion and dedication into your business by going, yes, I was a genius. And not only did I take this risk, but it paid off in spades. And beyond the feel-good aspect of celebrating those successes, it also has practical benefits, because analyzing what works and why it resonated with your audience can help actually provide you with more valuable insights that can guide your future strategies and making sure that they also work and hit the mark every time. Really understanding what did and didn't work will often provide you with more valuable insight than you can even imagine. So when something didn't go as planned, it's an opportunity to really dig deeper and understand why it didn't work. What was the message in that? What were you asking your audience to do? Or what were you selling? Was it the message? Was it how you were promoting it, whether that's through social media or ads or emails or networking? Or was it the timing? Did you try and sell a health course in the middle of, March, and it didn't kick off? Maybe that was the timing of it. Or did you sell something in January or June and it just didn't quite rise to the occasion that you were looking for? Or was it something else entirely? Really gaining that clarity on what it was that didn't work within your marketing is crucial to avoiding doing it again and helping you to really accelerate the growth of your business with your marketing. So when it comes to really diving into your marketing and looking at the overall analytics of it, I want to avoid only focusing on social media. Here's the thing. Social media is definitely a fantastic trying ground. Oftentimes it can give you immediate feedback, and it's not the only thing that you're doing to market your business. Make sure that you're thinking of all aspects of your marketing, not just how you're posting on social media or just ads or one thing or the other. Make sure you're looking at the whole gamut. And when I say that, I also mean look at where you're networking, how you're networking, because networking is a part of marketing. And if you're not networking yet, let's look at why that might be. Because my friends, it is Marketing is a multi-layer approach, and we want to avoid relying on one thing or the other. It needs to be multifaceted. So if we're looking at our networking from that perspective, what networking groups worked for you? What didn't? Is there one that seems to be not as effective? You're not getting the referrals that you're looking for in it. And if so, why is that? Is it how you're showing up? Is it the networking event? What is it about that that's not working? The same can go with your content that you're posting. Are you posting reels effectively and they're just not getting that following, that viewing, that engagement? Maybe it's the hook that's not capturing them, or maybe it's the platform you're using that your audience just isn't on. Really understanding what it is that you're actually tracking is going to help you create effective marketing in the future. At the end of the day, marketing should be a strategic investment in your business. It definitely should not be a drain on your resources. So you really do want to break down your ROI when it comes to your marketing. Did you get the bang for your buck? Were there any surprises where the cost may have exceeded your expectations? Is there a golden channel? Was it networking that was really effective? Or was it, running ads? Or was it posting or going live or podcasting? What was it that was most effective to your business? Because there's a ton of opportunity out there. So it's essential to really look at the ones that truly work for you and your audience to help understand what's going to be effective long term. Also, look at your engagement and your feedback, because that is going to be the pulse of your audience. It's about more than just pumping out content. It's about creating connections. So what topics or formats are working for you? What ones have people engaged on? What have you gotten great feedback on? I love when my audience comments on a podcast or a blog post or sends me an email that just says, hey, this was a great email. It really helps me to understand what's effective in my business. And I think if we all look at it from that perspective, we'll be able to better understand what our audiences are looking for. What is it that they want or need? So whether it's praise or constructive criticism or just general feedback, listening to your audience and the insights they provide will actually help you to become better at what it is you do and how you serve them. When you're looking at the overall data, the overall analytics, learn to read the story within it and be willing to pivot. Because as marketing evolves, as you evolve, as your business evolves, so should your strategies. The best way to understand what it is that you should be doing and shouldn't be doing is really to understand the signs and signals that present themselves within your data. So I've had a client in the past come who, when they came to me, they were really struggling with not necessarily quantity, although that was a bit of a struggle. It was more quality of their people. The people that were coming in took way too freaking long to buy. When we started looking at their data, it started to become clear that who they were targeting was the problem. So we designed a strategy that would target the right people, which allowed them to then do a new marketing strategy actually in the new year. We actually started working with each other around this time, and they launched this new strategy in January. By March, they had made $350,000 in their business just from this pivot within their strategy, because they started attracting the right people, the people who were actually interested in their business, interested in actually taking the steps needed to grow their business. That, my friends, is the power of really looking at your business from a strategic analysis point. It might sound nerdy, and I'm not going to lie, it kind of is. But when you get really good at reading that data, you can really tell a story that helps you to create new visions within your business, that helps you target new audiences, and that helps you to really grow and scale your business. So as you get geared up for this new year, make sure that you are setting really clear, achievable targets based on what happened in the past. So whether that's increasing traffic, whether that's increasing engagement, whether that's starting to use ads or amplifying your presence on social media, whatever that might be, set benchmarks within those goals so that you can see along the way what's working and what's not, and make those small pivots that will really help you to grow your business in this new year. In marketing, the biggest downfall we can have is being too rigid, saying this is the only path that is going to get me to my end goal. If we're not willing to be flexible, if we're not willing to be fluid, if we avoid making changes within our business, it's gonna stagnate us and make it really hard to achieve those big goals that I know you have. I really want you to take this episode as the importance and value of taking time and really reflecting on the past year to really plan for the new year ahead is what's going to make you successful next year. There is a quote out there that failing to plan is planning to fail. It's one I love because it's so accurate. And really, looking at your data, it's about more than just looking at the numbers and charts. It's about understanding the story they tell and how that story can guide your future actions. It's about taking lessons from both your wins and your losses and using them as a solid foundation for more strategic and successful year ahead. And remember, the sooner you start, the better position you're going to be to hit the ground running in the new year. So if you're ready to grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact, make sure that you are planning. Plan the next year out. Start in December and work your way backwards. So the December of next year, what do you want every month of that year to look? And while you're doing that, make sure that you're incorporating the analytics and the data and the KPIs that you want to hit so that you're able to actually carve out that success within your business. And if you're struggling with that strategy or with that plan, head over to yourmarketingmatchmaker.com and sign up for a strategy session. We can create something for you that will take you into the next level of your business. Let's work together to make your next year the best year that you've ever had. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to Apple, iTunes, and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.